Greetings everyone, this is Zaid Abdul Rahim and this lesson is about the definite article L and the bridging Hamza. Let's dive right in. Okay, this is our outline. We are going to be talking about the definite and indefinite words. We are going to talk about the sound of the lam, that L inside the definite article. Sometimes it sounds and sometimes does not sound. And we are going to finish with the concept of the bridging Hamza, which is useful for phrase and sentence reading. In a nutshell, the Arabic definite article L means the in English. It is a prefix, which means it connects as a prefix to the original word. Also, it does not reflect the number or the gender. Like, for example, the Spanish el, la, los, las. This information about the number and the gender reflect in other parts of the Arabic words. In addition, the L sound of the definite article has two types. Lunar, when the lam is pronounced. Solar, when the lam is silent. Now, the Arabic language has 28 letters which have a fair share when it comes to lunar and solar distribution. That is, 14 letters provoke the lunar lam and 14 letters provoke the solar lam. As a memory aid, remember that the word solar and the word silent start with an S. Okay, great. Let's look at examples of indefinite versus definite words. Kitab, kitab, a book. Al-kitab, al-kitab, the book. Masjid, masjid, a mosque. Al-masjid, al-masjid, the mosque. Jamilah, jamilah, a beautiful. Al-jamilah, al-jamilah, the beautiful. Let's have a closer look at the lunar lam of the definite article. The lam sound, that L sound, will be pronounced. A sukun is usually written on the lam of the definite article, and more importantly, a shadda is not provoked. You are not going to see a shadda on the first letter of the original word because of the introduction of the definite article. Let's read some examples of the lunar lam. Notice that the lam sound, that L sound, will be clearly pronounced. Qamar, al-qamar. Bayt, al-bayt. Matar, al-matar. Let's have a closer look at the solar lam of the definite article. The lam sound, the L sound, is silent. It will not be pronounced. Nothing is written on the lam of the definite article, and more importantly, a shadda is provoked on the first letter of the original word because of the introduction of the definite article L. Let's read some examples of the solar lam. Notice that the L sound will not be pronounced. There is nothing written on it, and a shadda is provoked on the first letter of the original word. Sayyara, as-sayyara. Rajul, ar-rajul. Shari', ash-shari'. Fantastic. Let's now switch to talk about the bridging Hamza. The symbol of the bridging Hamza is an alif with a little sod on it. Some people believe that that little sod comes from the word wasl, which means to connect or bridge. The bridging Hamza has two cases: no bridging case and bridging case. No bridging means you start with it. In other words, you are not connecting the letter before it to the letter after it. In that case, most of the time, it will sound like a regular Hamza A. Sometimes it will sound E or U. In the bridging case, when there are letters before it and after it, the bridging Hamza will act as a bridge, connecting the letter before it to the letter after it. Itself, it will become silent. You are not going to pronounce it. Please remember that the definite article al contains a bridging Hamza. Let's read some examples of the bridging Hamza. Al-Bayt. Al-Bayt. There are no letters before the bridging Hamza, nothing to connect or bridge. The Hamza will sound A. Al-Bayt. Inside the phrase, there is a letter before it and letter after it. The bridging Hamza will become silent and it will connect what's before to what's after. Bil-Bayt. Bil-Bayt. The following example, Al-Matar. Al-Matar. Nothing before the bridging Hamza, nothing to connect or bridge. The bridging Hamza will sound A. Al-Matar. Inside the phrase, I have letters before and after. The bridging Hamza will become silent. It will connect what's before to what's after. Tahtal matar. Tahtal matar. In the following two examples, I have a solar lamp. Now remember that the solar lamp of the definite article al is silent. So what to do? When the bridging Hamza is activated and we are connecting what's before to what's after, now what comes after is a silent letter. So we have to connect to the following letter. As-sayyarah. As-sayyarah. The bridging Hamza is not activated now. There are no letters before it. So it will sound A. But since the lam is solar, it will go to the first scene under the shadda. As-sayyarah. Now inside the phrase, there is a letter before it and there is a letter after it. But the letter after it is silent, so we have to bridge to the following letter. Bis-sayyarah. Bis-sayyarah. This is another example of a solar lamp. Ar-rajul. Ar-rajul. Inside the phrase, ذهب الرجل. ذهب الرجل.